boy, does it just ever get worse and worse for the train wreck that is the YouTube TOS. So the latest, it's going to be implemented soon. I can't remember if it's going to be within a matter of weeks or months or exactly how soon it's coming. But it's basically a new thing where if they deem that your account or your videos are not commercially valid, that they can just shut down your Google account. Can just totally just fucking yeet it off the internet. It's so obvious that they don't care about their platform and their creators. It's almost laughable. It's terrible. It's terrible, but it almost makes me laugh to say it out loud because it's just so ridiculous. Let's make one thing clear. They don't care about creators. This is if you didn't have a mountain of evidence before between all the censorship and the I just bumped the mic, and the selective enforcement, it couldn't be any more crystal clear now that they do not care about creators, which is why I find it like insulting to my intelligence when we say we care about our creators. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. So yeah, basically what this would allow them to do is have free reign to just totally terminate anyone's account at any time without warning. Because, I mean, think about it. They demonetize people all the time for completely arbitrary and often false reasons. So they can just be like, oh, you're sorry, we had to demonetize your account. Oh, by the way, since your account is demonetized, it's no longer commercially valid, so, bye. It's that simple. They can just terminate your account for any reason now. And here's the thing. I'm going to say something a little bit harsh for anybody who's looking to become an upcoming YouTuber. This is going to be a little bit tough for you to hear. The YouTube dream is completely dead. It's absolutely dead. You'd have to be nuts to have an aim to become a full-time YouTuber at this point. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be a full-time content creator. I'm just saying YouTube is not the place to do it. You to try and get into that mess, especially now, especially when they're going to put in this policy. I mean, you're really asking to get burned. You're putting yourself at a tremendous risk. So here's my advice. Oh, and by the way, I'm not saying like my message to YouTube isn't YouTube, we demand change. It's okay, YouTube, bye then, fuck off. If that's how they're gonna treat you, then I don't really care. That's fine. I post my videos on plenty of other places, which I'll talk about in a moment here. And, if by chance my YouTube account gets banned through this process, because yes, even though I'm just posting video game content, I'm not posting anything controversial, I'm not spouting like controversial political opinions or anything like that, I could get banned too. It's almost like the people who were advocating for free speech should have been listened to. It's almost like we had a point, because it's coming for everyone. This all started with the adpocalypse. Susan, or whoever the conversation with was at the time, they had a moment to make sure that this wouldn't happen, and they failed at it. They failed at it spectacularly. When the first adpocalypse occurred, what they should have done is they should have played hardball instead of backing down. They should have said, look, we're motherfucking YouTube. We got more eyeballs than anybody else. You want to advertise somewhere? This is the place to do it. If you want to go back to, legacy TV stations that hardly anybody's watching, people are unplugging their cable left and right. If you don't want to try advertising over there, good luck to you. But, when you want to come crawling back to YouTube, we will have the best rates and best results out of all. So if you want to leave YouTube, that's your loss. That's what they should have said to the advertisers. They should have played hardball with the advertisers and just went completely balls out with the negotiations at the table. Just be like, you want to leave? Yeah, okay, good luck. That's what they should have done. And also, clarify that ads are not an endorsement of the content itself, but a mixture of the of the users' viewing habits, etc., etc., etc. But they failed. They didn't do that. And then they decided to try and police content, and they should have been crystal clear about that too. They should have said, like, look, we have billions of videos uploaded every, however often there's billions of videos. I wouldn't be surprised if there was billions of videos every month. Like, it's absurd. I actually have no idea what the number is. But they should have just been saying to people, it's like, look, you want us to police that content? Are you fucking insane? Cut down on the policing and make it easier for yourselves, for fuck's sakes, man. But yeah, I don't want this to be all negative, and I don't want it to be just me ranting with no solutions. No, I've got solutions, and they come in the form of alternate platforms. I've said this a number of times in other videos, but I'll just make it kind of clear now. I post to BitChute and DTube as well as BitTubers now. BitTubers is kind of it's the BitTube 2.0. They kind of scrapped their old site for a new model. I kind of like it, actually. It's pretty cool because you can post pictures and audio. It doesn't have to be just videos. It's kind of a nice little setup and a surprising amount of views, actually. I actually get. Jeez, I might have to check. I might actually get the most views on there. It's kind of crazy, actually. But yeah, people wonder about the VidMe effect. The way VidMe failed. BitChute and DTube do not suffer from the same symptoms because the hosting of their videos is decentralized. BitChute uses peer-to-peer. It's called WebTorrent serving. So it's basically like the more people are watching the video, the faster it loads because you're all like seeding each other. If you know how torrents work. So yeah, they're not going to suffer for the same reasons that VidMe did. And in my humble opinion, which maybe it's not that humble, but anyway, BitChute I think is by far the most viable platform. It's growing exponentially in popularity. I think on the Alexa site rankings, it's within the 4,000s worldwide, which, I mean, that's pretty significant for as long as it's been around, and it's within the 4,000s of the most popular websites globally. That's a big deal. And if you go along the same timeline as where YouTube was at this point in its age, BitChute is light years ahead of it. The key is you've got to go through alternate platforms. You got to diversify, and I don't think you should do just one alternate platform. I think you should do maybe at least two alternate platforms. If you're going to continue with YouTube, I'd say do YouTube and two other ones. The advantage with BitChute, of course, is that it automatically ports your videos over when you put in your YouTube ID. So that way when the video goes live, you set it to public, and after a while it eventually appear in your BitChute. So it's very little maintenance in that regard. There's really no reason not to have a BitChute account if that's the case. In fact, the more people that come over to BitChute, the better, because it makes it that much closer to being, the YouTube competitor, the true YouTube replacement. A lot of people critique that it leans very heavily on the political on political content. There is a lot there, and that's true. There is a lot of political content there, but I mean, you can filter it out to whatever category you want to view it as, or whichever category you want to view. If you want to just stick to gaming, or if you want to stick to, they have do-it-yourselves. They have, they've got makeup tutorials. They got all the categories. They got lots of categories. And the thing is, the more people uploaded to it, especially non-political uploaders, then the less that will be true about it being a just politics platform. You know what I mean? But as far as I know, the gaming community on there is continuing to grow, and the gaming community on BitChute is going to have even more reason to grow, because I also post my videos on a site called cgn.us. It's not a video hosting platform, but you can post your videos through like embeds, and it's all YouTube embeds basically. But that's about to change, because earlier this evening, the evening that I recorded this video, I was invited in to do some beta testing with some embed codes, and so I now have the ability. I personally have, amongst a few others, the ability to embed BitChute videos as well as DTube videos. You'll also be able to do, I forget everything in the list now, but you'll also be able to do Twitch videos, Mixer videos, I think possibly even Daily Motion videos. There's quite an extensive list that will be available eventually when it's ready for the public. He just needs to do some beta testing to make sure that it's going to work well, and there isn't really like any vicious exploits that would allow people to do bad things on the site. So yeah, CGN.us essentially is a social network for gamers, and so when it comes time that you're able to embed videos on from BitChute onto CGN.us, that'll just be one less reason for me to post videos on YouTube. In fact, I'm thinking now that I have the ability to do this, I'm very, very strongly considering making one of my videos every week excluded from YouTube. So, if you want to keep watching all of my content, you don't want to miss anything, I'm not sure exactly when I'll start and how I want to do it, like if it would be a specific day of the week or a random day out of the week, or from a specific series, that there will be a video that is excluded from YouTube every week. So you'll still be able to go onto CGN.us or BitChute or DTube, or Steemit if you prefer to watch the videos through Steemit as opposed to going through DTube, or BitTubers. All those options are going to be available. So you get, if you want to catch all my content, you'll have to follow me on all those. And I would highly encourage people to do the same, to have alternate accounts, promote the ever-loving crap out of them, because we need that. We need more alt-tech solutions. We need more people uploading to alternate platforms and starting to make exclusives for it, or at the very least, what I'm doing, exclusion content, excluding things from YouTube, because, yeah, like I said earlier, it couldn't be more abundantly clear that they do not care about the creator. If you are not a late night talk show host or any lamestream news network or Arnold Schwarzenegger or Will Smith, then yeah, they don't care about you. It's very rapidly becoming corporate tube as opposed to YouTube, and I gotta say, I'm not really happy about that. I'm not really happy to see it crash and burn, because there are a lot of creators that have been grandfathered into the system. They started during YouTube's golden age, like, hey, you can upload videos that you have fun making and you can make money off of it. Oh my god, it's amazing. And then it's all started crashing and burning, and because they started doing stupid shit and implementing stupid policy after stupid policy, and the censorship. Oh my god, the censorship. Good god, the censorship is just unreal. But I won't get off on that tangent. That's a whole topic all on its own. So yeah, I feel bad for people who started in the golden age of YouTube, and now they're struggling to survive. And it's not necessarily easy for them to just drop the platform and pick up a new one. I understand that. Like if you're the Game Grumps, you can't just say, hey, we're migrating to BitChute. There's no way that's going to work for them. Although BitChute is going to start getting ad monetization later this month, apparently. So, don't quote me on that. It could be delayed further. But initially they said that was their plan, to have it later this month of November of 2019. So that would be pretty fantastic. And yes, it'll be optional from both the user and the uploader. If the uploader doesn't want to have ads, they don't have to. If the user doesn't want to see ads, they can just disable it, without having like some kind of ad block enabled. Yeah, so I would highly encourage that. BitChute is a deserving company. They deserve to get off the ground and, quite frankly, beat YouTube. So if it fails, when they do get ad monetization in there for everybody, I would highly encourage you to disable your ad blocker for BitChute and for other sites that you want to support. There was something else I was going to say about that. Yeah, so my advice to the larger creators like the Game Grumps, the Hydraulic Press channel, the Keys and I'm just trying to think of other ones that I remember off the top of my head. I had a whole list I was going to do, and now it's slipping me. But anyway, the big YouTubers that make their living off YouTube, and now they're struggling. Like they're daily they're posting merchandise that they have to sell because the ad monetization just is not nearly enough anymore. You need to diversify. You need to upload to other platforms. You need to promote that you're uploading to other platforms and find other ways to monetize. The products is a good way to go for sure. And start promoting things like your donation links, like your Subscribestar account. I technically have a Subscribestar account, but I don't promote it. It is technically in the link of the description of the videos, but I don't really talk about it that much. But it exists. And I say Subscribestar instead of Patreon because fuck Patreon. They are absolutely the worst. Subscribestar has got your back. They're not going to ban people arbitrarily. At least they've proven themselves to be like that so far. Those are the things you got to do. It's for larger creators. Obviously, it's got to be a slower transition. Obviously, but you've got to prepare for doomsday. You've got to prepare for the day that your YouTube channel is going to be banned. I've got to do that now. I think it's safe to say that my channel's on the chopping block. Absolutely. I'm uploading every single day, but I'm not monetized. Why wouldn't my channel be on the chopping block? Why wouldn't they just say, Nathan, what are you doing wasting your server space? Get out. And in a way, I almost can't blame them because they've gotten themselves in such a mess that they've got to find some way to cull the creators that aren't bringing them any money because they're bleeding it. The problem is it's going to have a knock-on effect. It's not going to have the effect that they want it to have. Like, yes, if they suddenly deleted all channels that weren't being profitable for them, yes, they wouldn't be having that cost over their head. On the other hand, that's also going to have just people leaving their platform en masse, because why the fuck are people going to go to YouTube and upload there if they're not going to be able to do that, if they're going to be mistreated? And likewise, if people's favorite creators get kicked off the platform, they're going to go to whatever whatever other platform is available to watch them on, because they're just like, oh, look at that, all my favorite creators aren't on YouTube anymore. Okay, bye. And then they go to whatever other site because they want to watch that content. So, yeah, this is not going to end well for anyone, quite frankly. Well, actually, not true. For people who are running alternate platforms, it's going to run really, really well. I think the owners at BitChute are probably rubbing their hands together at this point. They're probably excited. They're just like, oh man, here comes the next wave. It's going to be great. And I mean, it will. I mean, technically, yeah, it will, because the more traffic we get to these alternate sites, the better. The sooner we de-Googleify our lives, the better. Just Google as a whole. I mean, let's face it, Google's an evil company, and if you can do away with it in your life, if you can minimize its usage in your life as much as possible, it's a good thing. It really is. Yeah, I think that's about all the points I wanted to hit on there. So, yeah, just check out all the alternate platforms. Heck, if you're if there's one that you like to use but I didn't mention, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and maybe what I'll do is I'll on any platform that has the ability to pin comments, or actually, you know what? I'll just leave it in the top of the description. Just let me know in the comments, and then I'll add to the top of the description, other platforms that I didn't mention, something like that. Excuse me. Yeah, so if you're a big content creator and you're relying on YouTube ads, I hope you can transition safely. I don't like to see anybody out of a job. I've I've been down there before. I've been down that road before when I was laid off from my job last year. Thankfully, got a new one almost right away. But man, it was an extremely stressful time. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one more thing about YouTube and just the way they don't do a good job. They don't care about their creators. There was a couple of people that had their accounts hacked. I think their names were. I think one of them, their name was Twoon or something. I have no idea what kind of content they created, but it's not relevant to the conversation really. But yeah, they got hacked and they were out of their account for 8 weeks, and like it was so abundantly clear because he was uploading videos of himself on Twitter and just be like, "This is me. I am Twoon. This is my email. Please." Give me access to my account again. And it was like 8 or 9 weeks before they would, got back to them. And, it was just like, yeah, we'll look into it. Meanwhile, this is his income. I mean, it's one thing to come to work and find out, you've been let go or you've been laid off, you've been fired, or whatever the case may be. Can you imagine going into work one day and finding out that your job has been hacked and you can't get it back and you can't make money? Like, that's a nightmare. Anyway, point being, YouTube doesn't care about creators. Get on other platforms. And promote the crap right out of them. This has been Nathan Sifu Gaming, and I will continue to upload gaming content and things that make me happy, because I like to post videos that are me having fun and not ranting about shit that sucks. But some good stuff will come out of it. We'll see.